Hello folks, welcome back to another segment of Outdoors with Bud. I'm your host, Bud Fields. Boy, I'm really excited about this segment. Today we're visiting a place that's very dear to my heart. We're shooting on location at the Galveston Archery Club in my hometown of Galveston, Indiana. And I'm very honored to introduce to you a very good friend of mine, Rocky Kline. That's okay, just throw money to us folks. Rocky and I have been friends for the better part of 50 years or even longer, and that's not bad for a couple of guys that just turned 21. So Rocky, if you would, kind of give us a little bit of a history of the Galveston Archery Club, if you can.
Well, the building was donated to the archery range many, many years ago with the segment that they wouldn't sell the building. We've completely put new ceilings in, new walls in, gym floors. We put probably $12,000–$15,000 worth of new bales in. We have to change the bales about every 3 years, and they're getting due to change again. And we put all new lighting in, air conditioning, furnace. So it's just like being at home.
Well, one thing I can remember that it was started in 1964, and I was here when it first started, and Rocky came in shortly after that. And between the two of us, we ran the club for several years. I started out as the club secretary, but I didn't look too good in a short skirt because of my hairy legs, so they booted me up to vice president. Then I ran the club for a while as a president. Rocky's been serving as the president, vice president for many, many years. And about 40 years. So he's a high seniority man over here. And one thing about it is, Rocky and I have been in archery long enough that we know that a lot of people would like to get into the sport of archery, but maybe they live in a housing project and there's a lot of houses there, and people get a little uneasy if they look outside and see a guy shooting a bow and arrow in his backyard. And if there's anybody out there that's going to be watching this segment, which I hope there's a bunch of you, is interested in shooting the bow or think that you want to get into shooting the bow, I would recommend maybe coming over here and taking a look and talk to Rocky and some of the club members and see what this club has to offer. To my knowledge, this Galveston Archery Club has been going longer than any other archery club in the state of Indiana. Now, if we're not, we've got to be in the top 5 anyway. But through the years, we've spent many work details up here. We've made so many memories, we've made so many friends, and once you walk through that door, you may feel like a stranger, but I guarantee you, when you leave, you're going to feel like your family. Anybody over here would bend over backwards to help you, give you any kind of instructions you might need, and really get where you can enjoy it. And trust me, it's not just a man's sport. Women's shooting bows, kids are shooting bows, and they've got all kind of programs set up for the kids and everything. So if you're interested at all, contact Rocky Kline. You can contact me, and I can give you some contact information. And if you really want to get good at it, it's just like shooting free throws. If you're a bad free throw shooter, you got to practice. So okay, Rocky, let's talk a little bit about the history. I can remember one particular thing when my wife was shooting here. I was deer hunting, and my wife had a problem with her bow, and Rocky is a master bowyer. I mean, he's a bow technician. He can work on just about anything. And my wife decided she was going to come over and shoot. So go ahead and tell them the rest of the story, Rock, because this is really something.
Well, I didn't remember what her problem was, but I took her bow all apart, and I had about 14, 16 parts of her bow laying on the counter, and I looked at my watch, and I said, oh my gosh, I got to go get my wife. And out the door I went, and she stood there, and I can't tell you, I thought maybe she could have wet herself, but I don't think she did. I come back in the door, and she chased me all over the place. But we put her back together, and she was shooting well before she went home that day.
Well, Rocky has, for a long time, been associated with PSE, Precision Shooting Equipment Company, and he's been on their shooting staff, and he's one of their certified bow technicians, and he's worked at several different sporting goods places, just like Robbie's Outdoor Sports in Kokomo, Burton's Ultimate Outdoors, Alley Tackle, and I'd hate to guess how many bows he's worked on through the years over here at the club. But I tell you one thing, if you go to this man with any kind of an issue, you can trust him. He's not going to try to sell you a bunch of stuff that you don't need. If he tells you you need it, you need it. And he's one of the few people that I actually get enjoyment of taking anything of mine if I'm having an issue to Rocky, because he knows what he's talking about. And what I like to do also is, I'm looking around this club, and like I said, I was here many years ago, and with some health issues and some physical challenges, I can no longer be competitive shooting, but I still like to come over here and talk to the people. So Rock, I like to maybe take a trip down and show everybody the system that you're shooting into, and you can explain it to them, and some of the other things like the memorial counter over here.
Okay, down here at the shooting, down here at the bales, we have fairly new bales. We have to resurface them ever so often. They're probably 12 years old, but we keep replenishing them with the screen on the front of them, and they seem to be holding up really, really well. We got a couple we're having an issue with, but we have plenty of bales, so we can replace them. They got two layers of screen and then a big heavy bag backing. They weigh about, I'm guessing over 300 pounds each.
Well, I don't think I'm going to take any with me today.
Yeah, we ain't taking any. Here's the back of one of them right here if you want to see the back of it. And that's what the back looks like. And of course, the front wrote that in. There you go. And that's what the back looks like, and then the front looks like these. And it's a screen just like everybody's shooting now. It's 3 layers. It just holds the arrow. The back stops the arrow.
I don't see how anything could penetrate that all the way.
They won't, but they have. But we replaced everything. We put all new flags. If you look, we have all the military flags down along the wall here. And we got told that we had 2 flags not right, that it's supposed to be the Army, the Marines, but we had the Navy here, so we had to switch a couple flags because they go in order. We did not know that at the time.
When we first got over here to this club, right in this area, right through here, there was a stage set up. And a lot of times, if you were shooting on the outer corners, you didn't have to worry about the stage. But if you were shooting from about here to about halfway over, you had to shoot your arrows right over the stage. And through the years, I always told everybody that this stage had more arrows in it than Wells Fargo stage ever had in the cowboy movies. And probably 2/3 of those arrows were mine. But we sure had a lot of fun.
And we do have a training device here that we use. And what we do is we roll this new paper down, and you will shoot an arrow through the paper. And if the arrow tears real bad, then we can fix where the arrow is supposed to go. This is what it should look like, bullseyes, when it comes through. And if not, sometimes you'll see them, they'll have a big long tear. Well, we have to fix that because it's flying that way.
Yeah, that's because your arrow is
yep,
flipping around in arrow flight.
Yep, so we can fix all that when we're here.
But that's something, because it's hard to, years ago, a lot of people didn't care. They just bought a bow and they got some arrows and they shot. But if you want to really get good, you're going to have to spend a lot of time practicing, and it's not going to do you any good to practice if your bow is not set up properly. And this man right here, he's one of the few people around that can really do it, and you'll know it.
And you can see some of the targets we've shot. For example, we shoot 2 different kinds of targets. We shoot a 3-spot target and a 5-spot target. This was shot by a guy, and he shot, looks like he shot 2 out of 60 out into the red. The rest of them were in the gold. So you don't want him shooting an apple off your head because he could still miss. But he shoots well. We have some new beginners down here that shoots, and they kind of get a little bit over the target, but that's okay. This target here was shot by a guy that was shooting last night bare bow with no sights, no stabilizer, no nothing. And he set state and national records, and he's up here all the time with us. We got all new banners we've got hung up. PSE's one of my sponsors. I'm also a councilman for the National Field Archery Association, which is the biggest organization in the world. I don't know how many members we have for sure. If I had to guess, probably over 2 million. My area is all 5 Great Lakes states: Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, and Wisconsin. That's my 5 states. So I have to do a lot of traveling to take care of all these archers and these shooters. But it's okay. I love doing it. And I have to a lot of meetings. I have to go to South Dakota over. We're going to move on down this way. All these walls were white, and we paneled all the walls when we remodeled. I carried all this paneling home in my truck, and I don't think my front wheels touched the ground but just twice when it got here.
Well, I remember back in the 60s when we had the Excelsior bales, we'd take 3 or 4 pickup trucks to Indianapolis, and we looked like the Beverly Hillbillies coming up State Road 31 because we had all those bales. Then we had to carry them, what, 2 flights of stairs?
Yeah. That's why these bales were tough to get upstairs.
Oh, yeah.
It took us 3 hours to get back from Michigan with them. It took us 5 hours to get them up the stairway. But they're big and heavy.
Well, if we can, let's show the people the wall memorial over here. This is something good.
These are bows here we have. 2 of them are mine right there together. Some of them I can't tell you who they belong to, but they're members.
Well, right here, folks. This is the shooting line. This is where you're going to be standing. This is exactly 20 yards to the front of the bales. So you're going to be standing right here at this distance, and those targets look mighty small from back here. But I tell you, it's so much fun. It's hard to comprehend.
And we can also move a bale up close for you.
Yeah.
Like one of the movable bales. We do that for the kids, and we can do it for adults that's just starting so they don't just miss or ruin a bunch of arrows hitting them into the wall.
As you can see, we've got bow racks hanging on the walls to put your bows on, and we've got bow racks right here. If you're shooting, if you don't want to hang it up on the wall, you can put your bow in here. There's pretty good seating all around the facility. Okay, let's go over here.
We do have a memorial wall. It was started back, you know what? I can't read it right now, but it was started back with this gentleman right here at the top. And we have all these people that's passed away. I have one more that I've got pictures of, but we don't have him on a plaque yet. He's 84. He couldn't make it up the stairway, so I made sure he had a membership to the 2 years he couldn't come upstairs. So his wife put his membership badge in his jacket pocket at the mortuary, and she made me cry.
Well, it's all like anything else. The more you participate in it, you become family. And when you lose a good close friend, and most of those people up there, I do remember meeting them and participating with them. One guy lived just a couple houses down from me.
Yep.
But this is one of the best facilities I've ever participated in.
We do have a plaque here. It's a special plaque. It's Galveston Archery 300 Club. So it's all in people. Since we started, that plaque has been started, and I can't tell you, Ted was the first one, his neighbor, what year that started, but them are people that shot perfect scores. And you only get your name up there if you shoot a perfect 300. Now they're a lot more doing it now than we was back in the recurve days.
Yeah.
But it took me about, I don't know, I'm on there somewhere. I'm still on the top board, so that means a lot. But we got more room, we got more boards.
And of course, they've got vending area back here in the back. Got Coke machine, Pepsi machine, candy machine, water fountain. The bathroom facilities is back here too. So you got all the comforts at home, and up here you don't have to worry about the rain bothering you. You don't have to worry about the wind blowing. It's well lit, as you can see. There's very few dark spots, and there's also air conditioning and heater up here. So you're not going to get hot in the summertime or cold in the wintertime.
But we can control that from home, so I turn it on plenty early before people get up here. Other than that,
but like I say, folks, if you're interested in archery, if you would like to shoot, or if you'd like to come up and just pay it a visit and see what they got to offer, it's going to be hard to beat. I started shooting competitive archery basically just because I was a bow hunter and I didn't want to kind of get rusty after the deer season and not get a shoot. So I started shooting competition. I was never worrying about getting my name up there on the 300 club other than breaking 300 arrows. But golly, I tell you, people just like Rocky here, like I say, he and I have been friends for 50 years plus, and fine group of people. And we've had folks up here from southern Indiana, northern Indiana.
We've had 5 states at one time up here during a sectional.
Yeah. And they do have like local tournaments. They have state level tournaments. What else can I say? Money shoots.
National qualifiers. We got money shoots.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to shoot the money. You can just shoot for fun if you like. I mean, we don't make you do that at all.
Mm-hmm.
We'd be more than happy to take care of anybody that comes up. They can call, like I say, Bud said they can call him. You can type my name in anywhere, and it's like on 52,000 places on the website. So. And my phone number will be there also. We'll be glad to take care of you, teach you, cater to you, bring the kids. We don't care. We got bales for the kids.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. They've got kids shooting, they got women shooting, which there's a lot of women up there, boy. I tell you, they can smoke you if you're not careful. They're excellent shooters.
If it wasn't for the ladies and the kids, a lot of state awards. There's one here. Just state people here that's won our awards. The ladies and the kids are probably better than the adults are, because the adults have to shoot against a lot of the pros, and that makes a big difference.
At one time, the Galveston Archery Club, every year we hosted a bow hunter education program. We started our education program 1 year before the NFAA adopted their program. Right. And we had, oh golly.
We got pictures of probably 75 to 100 people in here.
We've had some of the best, M.R. James, the editor, publisher of Bow Hunter magazine at that time, he was one of our guest speakers. We had conservation officers. We had some of the major manufacturers donating door prizes. And one thing, my claim to fame is there were, I think, 4 or 5 lifetime members to the Galveston Archery Club. And I was blessed to become one of them. And I guess it's kind of a high-risk job because I'm the only one still living.
The only one still going.
And if I buy a new bow or a new bass boat, I might not be here much longer. But folks, think about that. If you really want to get into archery, I highly recommend getting into organized archery.
You will have more help than you ever thought you'd need.
Right.
And we try to assign somebody to you to guide you through, especially if they're the young ones. Mm-hmm. We don't let 4 or 5 people work with them, and that's a big mistake. So, you know, sometimes I can help, sometimes I can't, but I've got people that's willing to put their bow down and help somebody new up here, and we will definitely guide you around. We've had no problem, no losses of any injuries or anything up here. Other than I fell down the stairs, but other than that wasn't coming out. That wasn't my problem.
Well, probably my wife pushed you after what you done to her with that bow. No, not really. But hey, well, we'll go ahead and get ready to close the segment. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell Rocky buddy, it's been a pleasure being your friend all these years, and I appreciate you being on the program. And if you want to, you can start practicing your Academy Award speech.
Okay.
We might win a broken arrow or something.
We do not permit crossbows. The reason being, with the spider web target, the arrows don't penetrate much further than a regular arrow, but they're so much shorter that the feather goes into the target. So that's why we don't let crossbows up here shooting. So, but we can work on them, we can fix them. I can fix them at home, whatever you guys want to do. Just let us know, let Bud know, let me know. We'll take care of it for you.
Okay, folks. So, hey, I want to thank you for tuning in and put the word out and look down there on the website and share this information. We want to get this out for as many people to see it as possible and get everybody coming up here shooting the bow. So thanks again, and God bless you.